Oh, the grass isn't always greener, is it, SCHUEY? Well, there we are. The breaking news. That's all you guys need to know. That's all you guys need to know. Stoke have sacked Steven Schumacher. Stoke have sacked Steven Schumacher. And once again, typical Stoke are going to be looking for a brand new manager going into this season. Honestly, I've already said my opinion in my title there. I have no sympathy for Stoke or their fans or SCHUEY one bit. And I'm sorry, I genuinely mean that in every single way. Considering everything that was taken away from us back in December, I genuinely mean this in every single way. I have no sympathy for that West Midlands Football Club whatsoever. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't. I said from day one back at Christmas that it was the most stupidest move he could have done. The most stupidest move he could have done when he was in safe hands here at Argyle. Safe hands here. If it wasn't for Stoke now, he would still be Plymouth Argyle manager right now. He would still be Argyle manager right now. The best manager we've had in years, of course. And here we are now. He's unemployed. It's actually crazy that everyone has been slating us for having Wayne Rooney as manager. But look at the bigger picture. Ryan Lowe and Steven Schumacher have both been dismissed this season before Wayne Rooney has. So I think that goes into a cause of drinking. And you know what the colour of this water is? It's the colour of tears. And I will relish every moment the Stoke fans have right now of their tears of SCHUEY being sacked. It's not my fault that their owners are absolute mongrels. So that's that, really. I mean, I think to be fair to the Stoke fans, I think they've probably had enough with their owners now. It doesn't matter how much money they've got. They've probably had enough with their owners now because honestly, Stoke have been doing this now ever since they got relegated from the Premier League. They just haven't learnt their lesson. They cannot stick with a manager and always end up having a bang average season. Honestly, I know SCHUEY's probably the one laughing right now because he's probably been paid millions for his sacking, but honestly, the grass cannot be any greener. This is deserved and karma in every single way possible. I said from day one back in December that this was a pathetic move for him to make. If he never had talks with Stoke in the first place, he would still be Plymouth Argyle manager right now in another universe, in a parallel world. He clearly moved for money. I was right from day one. I was right from day one. And to all the people that said I had no football knowledge, you could just come here and apologise. If not, just unsubscribe from my channel because it just shows how bloody clueless you honestly are. I said from day one that this would be the worst move for him. And I was spot on the money. To anyone that said I was talking rubbish, you can all apologise. What did I say? What did I freaking say? From day one, it was the worst decision he could have ever made by joining that football club because he was safe at Argyle. I know my ball. I have no sympathy for SCHUEY one bit. I have no sympathy for Stoke one bit. I have no sympathy for Stoke's owners one bit. And I have no sympathy for Stoke's fan base one bit. Stoke's fan base, I'm not joking, went on to my video back in December when SCHUEY first left us for Stoke in the first place, laughing their socks off, some of them, that were absolutely loving his move from us to there. I have no sympathy for them whatsoever. I have no sympathy for that football club whatsoever. Honestly, the grass isn't always greener, and it feels karma at its finest. There were even friends and family members of mine who said I was talking rubbish. Well, completely wrong they are. Completely wrong. Never underestimate my football knowledge sometimes. So there we go. There we go. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again because this was the best news I could have woken up to today. Oh, God. And they thought they were getting better after they beat us. They just lost to Oxford last weekend, and their owners have just gone and done that. I'm going to get up Stoke's website right now and read what has to be said regarding SCHUEY's departure. Let's have a look at it. So here we are then. Schumacher departs Potters. Steven Schumacher has left his position as head coach of Stoke City. John Walters said, my role as sporting director is to make the tough decisions that serve the long-term interests of Stoke City. Yeah, and you've made an absolute ridiculous decision. I can tell you that now. I know I have no sympathy for the Stoke fans, but I'll tell you what, I can't blame them for being fuming, to be honest, because I could tell, and I have a friend of mine who supports Stoke, I could tell that they were really trusting the SCHUEY project. This just shows how rubbish their owners honestly are. After ongoing decisions with John Coates, we feel the time is right for a change in direction to bring success to the club. They haven't had success since 2018. That's when they were last in the Premier League. It just shows how far downhill their football club's honestly gone. We have a young, dynamic squad that is eager to develop and a clear vision of how to achieve success, and we hope to announce a new appointment shortly. We will need the fans, staff and players united in support to achieve our goals. As always in football, these decisions are difficult, and we wish Stephen and his staff all the best for the future. With Mark Hughes, Chris Cohen, Peter Kavanagh and Elliot Turner having also left the club, Alex Morris and Ryan Shawcross will take caretaker charge of the team. Chair John Coates added, Stephen, Mark, Chris, Peter and Elliot depart with our thanks for their efforts and with our best wishes for their future careers. We have faith in the squad of players we have assembled and firmly believe they can bring success to Stoke City this season. I continue to be hugely thankful to the club's fans for their loyal and passionate support. Well, like I said, Stoke's fan base have every right to be seething with this decision. So I do sympathise with them for that, but I still don't sympathise with their fan base anyways, because for the way they mocked us for SCHUEY leaving us in the first place. This is karma at its finest and just shows how rubbish Stoke's owners are. You can have all the money in the world and be one of the most minted owners on the planet. It means bugger all. It means absolute bugger all at the end of the day. Honestly, I am so chuffed that this decision has happened, and it just shows that SCHUEY made the wrong decision from the get-go. There are so many people all over social media now going, "Why did their family agree to move? Why did they consider it in the first place?" You tell me. You tell me. I have no sympathy at all. SCHUEY even said before he left Argyle, I have no intentions to leave Plymouth Argyle as a football club and I'm happy here. And then days later, he buggers off to Stoke purely for the money and the greed, as today's sacking has shown. Honestly, why do you think I got so angry when SCHUEY left? And why do you think our fan base, rightly so, got so angry when SCHUEY left? Because he was in safe hands with Plymouth Argyle. And also, he said that he wanted to stay. So he completely lied to the entire fan base. He completely lied to the entire fan base. And now there's people in our fan base saying, oh, I'd bring him back instantly now over Wayne Rooney. But I disagree. I disagree after what Wayne Rooney did for us against Sunderland last weekend. That Sunderland win was so special, and it could now honestly be the turning point for Rooney's season. Obviously, it's early days yet, though. We've got to get other wins to back this Sunderland win. But it's very good. It's very good from Rooney, that's for sure. So the only way I take SCHUEY back now at Argyle is if basically he does what Harry Redknapp did for Portsmouth. Other than that, absolutely not, because he is a snake for the way he left us still, and I won't forgive him for his move one bit still. And this is just the karma at its finest, what's been breaking out today. I was right from the get-go that this was an awful move. And I'm telling you now, had SCHUEY still been with us, we wouldn't have finished 21st last season. We would have finished higher, and we probably would have been mid-table favourites for this season. So, honestly, it just shows what a pathetic move it honestly was. I have no sympathy for that football club one bit, and I hope we absolutely batter them at the Bet365 Stadium in January. If they go down this season, then you know why. It just shows how unbearable and incompetent their owners honestly are. So there we are. And I thought Stoke were going to only get better this season with SCHUEY at the helm, with who he brought in. Victor Johansson is the best keeper in the league on paper, or one of them at least. And he was man of the match when we lost to Stoke the other week. So we'll see how Stoke does now this season. I heard that Michael Beale is a candidate to become their manager. And honestly, if he becomes manager of Stoke, I am laughing my eyes off. They might end up in a Birmingham situation from last season. And honestly, I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier. I have no sympathy for them whatsoever, honestly. It just shows SCHUEY made a big mistake in his career. And I said it from day one that it was an awful move. And I bet you all right now, if he was still at Argyle, we would still be thriving and going on the upward spectacle that we were hoping and believing that we would be in. He was our best manager in years, and I really thought he was the man that would take us to the next level. And he buggered off for pure money and greed, as this sacking has just shown. Honestly, I have no sympathy for them whatsoever. And if you all disagree, then you clearly don't have any love for the smaller clubs out there. So it just shows that you only care about the biggest clubs in the world. So that's that. I have no sympathy for them at all. I have no sympathy for their fans. I have no sympathy for SCHUEY or their owners. They're a mess with that sacking. An absolute mess. So now the question is, where will SCHUEY go next? Will he go back down to League One, or will he join somewhere else now in the Championship? We'll see. We'll see. But that's all I have to really say for, really, guys. Honestly, I have no sympathy for Stoke at all. At all. And you never know. They might struggle to beat Hull this weekend. That's who they got at home. It just makes it even more incredible that Wayne Rooney has lasted this season more than Ryan Lowe has and more than Steven Schumacher has. Our two former bosses. And honestly, it's rifled the bookies right up. It's rifled the bookies up in general anyway with the way we beat Sunderland this weekend at all. Can I just say, by the way, second tier podcast, if you're watching this, guys, you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. They have just said that we had one good performance all season, and that was against Sunderland. What a load of waffle. We dominated Hull. We had a great point against QPR, and they wouldn't have dominated us if we went down to 10 or 9 men. Stoke, we couldn't finish, to be fair, but our defence and our goalie played really well. The only bad performance was Sheffield Wednesday on opening game, which just shows that they need to watch our performances this season. And that Sunderland win has just backed that. So we go on to West Brom this weekend. I know we'll be expected to lose, but yeah, honestly, the grass isn't greener. Have that, SCHUEY. It just shows you made the wrong mistake, mate. It just shows you made the wrong mistake. Don't come crying to me with what's just happened. The only way I take you back is if you do what Harry Redknapp did for Portsmouth. But at the moment, I don't want you back because I have to put trust in Rooney at the moment. So we'll see how these next few months go for Argyle. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But anyways, that is my personal reaction, guys, to Stoke City sacking Steven Schumacher. That man right there. And honestly, I have no sympathy for them whatsoever. So that's all I have to say, really, for. I might laugh again, but my voice is going to go. So that's that. But the grass isn't always greener. And who thought this was going to happen this season? Karma. Absolute karma at its finest. We'll see you all in the next video. Up the Janners, up the Argyle, up the Greens, up the Pilgrims, up the Plymouth. Come on, you boys in green. Green Army. And just for you, Stoke, Staffordshire is black and white. Up the Port Vale. We'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Cheerio. See ya!
When they pull on the green, they're all Janners.